Welcome to the Online Health Business Podcast. My name's Coach Jav.
Coach Michael.
And today, guys, we're going to talk to you about the one thing that is killing your PT business. So I'm going to just tell you from the rip. And to be honest, I didn't really know this as I started coaching. But you got to think about it this way. If you are running a business, what do some of the best businesses in the world do? They get reviews, they get testimonials, and they have proof that they are good at what they do. And the biggest mistake that PTs make is not asking their clients right now to take before and after pictures. So me and Michael are going to dive into why this is a mistake, what you need to start doing today, and things you can put in place to make the transition from going in the gym to online so much easier. And I think that if I did this from the start, my business would have been booming. It would have been booming. Obviously, we know that every coach needs social proof, right? And if you don't know what social proof is, that is just basically evidence that you're good at what you do. You need to have someone testimonials, before and after photos, whatever it may be. So Max, I want to ask you, why is that important?
The reason social proof is important is because human beings, let me make sure this is close. So human beings are very self-centered when it comes to our purchasing and what we value in life, right? As much as we all have friends and, we're all like happy, everything's happy days, right? It doesn't matter. When it comes to someone actually taking money out of their pocket, they need to see how it's going to benefit them. And you can say everything you want to in the world. You can show them all your qualifications, all the great shiny stuff you've done. They don't care. They just want to know and see who you've helped do this before, and just make sure that their money's safe. So it's like you mentioned with Amazon. The reason that you buy from Amazon so carelessly is because you probably don't even notice it, but you do look at like the stars, the ratings, how many people have bought.
You do that, yeah?
Of course, yeah. No, but what I'm saying is, I don't think of it now, but you probably will, subconsciously you see, if you don't see those ticks or something like that, there's a metric
you're not gonna buy it. Yeah.
You don't buy it. Like, you buy the first few on the list and whatnot. So that's the reason why it makes you selling so much easier, especially when you're gonna go online. Because remember now, we're selling to people potentially we haven't met in person before. So everything that can reduce the resistance in that's what we want to do.
Yeah, and obviously, like we said, I said it in the other podcast. Like, you was on the gym floor before me, innit? So when you was PTing, was you collecting before and after photos?
You know what? Yeah, towards the end. But what people don't realize, and what I didn't realize, is that the before and after photos, it's a journey. So I had like one of my best one. Maybe we can pull it in the edit. I'll send it in, Jenny. Yeah, she's done amazing. But I had to piece that together. Do you feel what I'm saying? I didn't go in there knowing, this is gonna be your before and after. So I've had to get one of her old pictures that just about showed, okay, this is how big she was, and then just pair it with a new picture that we've taken once we've started actually doing it. Had I known, I would have set it up a lot differently, and I would have made sure every client, like clockwork, when they sign up, they take those before and afters. And it doesn't just help for your own our own selfish reasons. It also helps them, because it's like, okay, like I'm gonna transform. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I didn't do a lot of it. I got a few, thankfully, but not in the early days.
And like one other thing as well is, when you move online, everyone talks about niching down and like having a target audience. And I think that one of the issues that some coaches face, and I think I've faced this as well as I've flip-flopped between niches, is like having social proof that's not actually the same as your ideal client. So for example, an example I'll give is like, if I've got a guy, if my program is all about helping men build their biceps, but I'm posting pictures of women who have dropped belly fat and grown their glutes, it doesn't correlate with what I'm trying to attract.
Yeah.
So like, how important would you say it is, like in your opinion?
Yeah.
To, like,
I've got an interesting story of that one, yeah?
Yeah.
This is when we first launched, not when we first launched, but it was one of our last mentors, and we started doing a bit higher ticket, all of that, yeah? So now I'm talking to someone that this is a big sell, yeah? At any day and time, any standards, it's a big sell. It's past 3K, yeah? Okay. So I'm confident at these times. But one of the key things that the person asked me was, can you show me who you've helped me that's like me? When he said that, now it was tricky. And remember, this is early days, so I've got a few I pieced together, but the guy was over 60 or 50, and it's not like I hadn't coached those people before, but again, I hadn't got the social proof for
At that time though, did you have a niche? Like, did you have a nailed down niche? Like,
not really, which is why I was kind of on the call with him.
Yeah.
The niche was, it was the whole professionals kind of vibe, so it was kind of, that was the niche. But yeah, like we said, I didn't have much for the niche.
Yeah. So I think that's important. And I think, in my opinion, what I do now is like, I've got a niche, but if someone who's not my niche, books are cool, I try to have 2 different pictures ready.
Yeah. That's what
I have
was
one
gonna
that's more female centric and I have one that's more male centric.
say.
Like muscle building, the other one's more like fat loss,
Yeah,
belly fat,
yeah.
glutes.
I would
So
say.
that way I can be a little bit more dynamic. But again, that's why most coaches, most business mentors will bang on about you need to have a niche. And we're going to tell you the exact same thing. Like you need to have a niche, whether it's an individual, whether you fix a problem, like you need to have something. And I want to stick on to the social proof side of things. I think of social proof like that is like the life and blood of your business, because the better results you have, like the more you can show it off, then the more people are going to come to you. And there was a quote that I read where basically the guy, I can't remember the name of the guy, but he just said like good marketing, the only thing that's good marketing is basically getting good results and showing it off to the world. Like that is good marketing. There's a reason, like I always think I never really see like Nando's adverts on TV.
Nah, not really. No.
Why though? But everyone loves their chicken, innit?
Yeah, Lamborghini. There's a few companies that
They don't really do
promote.
adverts.
Yeah, no.
So that always conflicts in my mind though, because they're not really showing off what they're good at. But people, they still do a lot.
Proofs in the pudding.
Yeah, the proofs in the pudding. And I guess that's a kind of a hark back to like the referral side of things as well.
What would you say to people? Because I know someone's gonna think about this because people have asked it before. Mastermind's been in. What would you say to people that say like, how do I go about asking?
Yeah, okay.
Or I don't really want to like just my thing to be all about social, like the before and after pictures.
Yeah, that was actually what I was going to get onto next, like how you can start doing it.
What would you say?
I think that depending on what your niche is, it's just something you have to do. Like if your niche is helping women grow their glutes, like you need picture evidence that you've done it. Or like I'm not going to buy from you if I can't see that you've done it. So especially if your program is very aesthetic based, like it's like, okay, belly fat, grow your pecs, grow your biceps, build more muscle, go from skinny to bulky, whatever it may be, like you need kind of pictures to do that. The only thing I would say is, the only thing that could be slightly different is maybe if you're like a CrossFit coach, that's not really aesthetic based. So the only social proof you might need is maybe a testimonial where someone said something about you, or maybe they're competing and they've done well at a local competition or something. You can post that like, hey, this client just did this. So I've seen that like a CrossFit online coach, and I've always thought doing CrossFit as an online coach must be quite difficult. It's quite hands-on, but I see how he does it, and he does something like that where he basically posts where they finished in competitions and stuff, and he uses that as social proof. So I think it is niche specific, but if we're talking general fat loss or muscle building, kind of need the photos.
You need the photos. Yeah, you know what? I'd argue that one. I think the photos are important, yes. But I think nothing in business has to be one way. You feel me? So I think if anyone is feeling like that, look, make your life easy if you can. But if it is completely against your ethics, or you just really don't like to do it for some whatever crazy reason, then I was consulting with like a supplement company recently, yeah. So I was looking at other supplement companies. So it's all about people again, what show people see it, being able to see that someone else has benefited from it. And when I saw another supplement company, they just had someone's journey of like, using their thing, or someone who's suffering from some sort of illness and was using a thing, and I was doing videos of them training and whatever. Boom. Yeah. So if you're a lifestyle coach, and that's more your side of things, your client training, feeling good, to a little testimonial at the end, that's even still powerful. Do you know what I mean? But you need visuals. Visuals is the key thing.
Yeah,
Visuals is the key thing.
That leads me on to the last bit then, is, well, there's 2 things. Like, what are the best type of social proofs to get? So the first one obviously is a before and after picture, showing some fat loss or muscle gain or whatever it is, before and after. Boom. Another one that I want to start doing more is just pictures with my clients. Like sometimes with my online clients, if I see them in person, just take a picture with them, like maybe they're wearing your branding. I think I need to do that more myself. So that's another one. I quite like doing that. Anything else?
That, and then video testimonials, but in different ways. What I'm trying to say, because everything's too rigid. This is something we're being accountable that I want to start doing more as well, is just different ways of letting people feel what your client is feeling. Again, I was talking to, this time I wasn't consulting, but I was just talking to the place where I get my facials, yeah? And I was just talking about business, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, all right, cool, what's your page like? And the standard stuff, right? If they're doing massages, they'll just show someone getting a massage. But I told them, like, when I come in here, the vibe is different. Like, there's a reason I come here and I travel far to come here. Vibe is very different. Like, it's proper, like, luxurious kind of vibe, give you a tea, all of that. You need to make people feel what your thing is like, whatever your service is like. So you want a picture, or you want to tell your clients after the workout, like, I want you to do a little video. Like straight after the work, I want you to say like, yeah, do a little motivational video for anyone who's stuck not joining in. That's stuck on not joining. Because you know how good you feel at that point in time.
Like a selfie video, like after they've worked out themselves.
Okay. So giving you free game here, that we're about to we're about to action myself. So yeah, anything that can make someone feel because we know as coaches the type of life transformations that we're doing. It's not you know what I mean? Like we're actually transforming people's lives, like in the biggest ever way. And if you're an online coach, like let this give you strength. Like you're transforming someone's feeling shit about themselves right now. Someone's looking in the mirror and just like, I can't, like, I don't like this. I don't like this. That's how they're feeling.
Yeah, it's true.
And you're changing that. And then day by day, week by week, they're starting to see, bro, like, I'm seeing changes. And then the best thing is they're doing it on their own. They're like, bro, I'm going to the gym. I'm doing this. Listen, you got to try and find ways to make people feel that because, yeah, there's not much better things than that.
Yeah. And I think the only other bit of social proof, a type of social proof you could use is also like written
is good as well. People sometimes go very nice on written social proof, and they say things because some people are just better at writing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so one thing, depending on what platform you use, something like LinkedIn is really good because you can get recommendations. And now if someone comes on my page and they see I've got 9 recommendations, all from my ICA, my ideal client avatar, and they see the way my page is set up, they're gonna think, bro, this guy knows what he's doing. Yeah. He's the guy. Yeah. So and then what I do, I've repurposed those. And I've actually took like a screenshot, put a nice graphic together, and now I post them on Instagram.
I see, yeah.
So, like, it doesn't have to just stay on one place. And the next step is now getting Google reviews. So I put my business on Google.
Yeah. Is it now come through now, yeah?
And now, basically, I've automated the whole process where after about month 3, they get an email saying, hey, if you're doing well and you're enjoying it,
leave us a review on Google.
So now my Google reviews are going to start going up. Because what happens when someone, let's say...
People Google you.
Especially if you do cold campaigns.
On LinkedIn, especially.
If you do cold campaigns, people are going to Google your names. They want to see, is this guy a scam? Is he real? Because let's be real. When I first started this thing, people probably thought I was a scam. Or people would message me and I think they're scams. Or I used to anyway. Now I know that some people are actually real. But I used to think they were scams. Like business coaches messaging me. I'm like, nah, these guys are scams. So I would Google them. So now you got to think about it when you're setting up your online coaching business and you're reaching out to people. They're probably thinking, this guy might be a scam. He's not real.
And that's social proof. That's why you need
social proof, man. That is exactly why you need social proof. So just to wrap this one up, one thing I'll say, something actionable that you guys can start doing, especially if you're on the gym floor right now as a PT, and I just said this to one of my old football friends who's just become a PT, is all your in-person clients, even if they don't like it, get them to take before pictures, okay? And take pictures along the journey, all of them. And you need to make it mandatory. Say, I'm not working with you unless you do it. That's my stance right now. I don't work with people unless they do it. That's it. Simple as that. You can blur their face, you can put a smiley over their face. They don't have to have their face in it, but it should be mandatory because, again, good marketing is getting results and showing it off to the world. So yeah, man, that's my opinion. Mike's, anything to finish this one off?
That's it, man. Go do it. Go action it. We're not doing this for talking's sake. You write your notes and go action it, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
And ultimately, guys, this all hinges on you actually being a good coach, because if you're not a good coach, you can't actually get good results. Then there's no social proof anyway. But if you want to know how to get started, how to improve this, just head over to the link in the description. We got our 0 to 5K webinar. It's just a 30-minute webinar where we basically show you the steps on how to go from hustle and bustle in the gym floor to actually going online and generating at least 5K per month and making a full-time income online. It's pretty actionable. It's easy things. It's simple steps. And you'll be surprised how simple it is. So yeah, that's the Online Health Business Academy. Coach Jav, Coach Mikes. Peace.